So I am going to go live. Well, I am live. And I have this painting. Let me just get everything situated.
Start with my navy blue here.
So I have this painting that I started, and it was one of those days where just painting was just not working out for me. And so I had decided that I was going to just hang it up and come back another day. And ironically, today is that day, but guess what? I had such a hard day working on some grants where nothing was working out right, and everything that I touched needed extra attention, where I couldn't pass go until I did something, and then that thing that I did, I couldn't pass go until I did something, and it just was like everything I touched, I had to do extra. So I ended up sitting so long and doing so much. So I did want to do a fluid art pour, but I said, you know what? What if I just work on one of my other paintings and then come back to that if I pick up and feel better? I just don't want to touch something that's, fluid art pour is, see, didn't I say everything I touched? My God. Fluid art pour is a job. It's a lot to it. Preparing, the cleanup after I stop going live. It's a lot to it. And so I said, instead of, let me just see what I'm working with. Just want to see how far I can go and lean in and all of that good stuff. Orientation is locked. I don't know what this one is saying. Rotate device. Okay, let's figure this out. Yeah, I don't understand. All right, I'm getting a orientation is locked, rotate device message. Okay, but that's not the way that I wanted to do it. Hopefully I don't have to leave out and come back. I'm looking now to see if I can. I want to film this horizontally. Oh my God, 5 people. I guess if I can, I just gotta stay here, huh? Hello, 5 people. Okay. All right, so I may have to just leave this like this. So basically what I'm gonna do is this is a screen that I had, not a screen, what am I saying? This is a canvas that I had before. Let me show you what it looks like. And so I was trying to make a planet in the middle and then do a blowout around it. But I have to work on my patience, and It just was taking a long time because I had so much paint on the canvas. And so what I said I was going to do was just blow out a small portion and then cover it, let it dry, and then come back and cover it, and then draw the out of space part with the stars, which is how I normally would have done it anyway, but I saw someone do it with a blowout and I wanted to do it. But as I was saying, my day has been going so kooky that I said, let me just do things how I know to do them and not try to innovate, or not even innovate, but try not to do it the way I've seen someone else do it, because things are just not happening for me today. I promise you, almost, see, this is gold here, and then there's gold there. I hate to not get that gold there. But when I look at the design, and this is supposed to be a planet, feels like it may look weird, right? So look at it like that, and then when I remove this, see? And then I kind of like this here because it justifies this here, right? So, I don't know. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to paint over it. But I think I'm feeling it about right here for the planet. And then I had the audacity to turn the heat on because it was cold. And now, oops, sorry. And now it's not cold. Now it's hot. So let's do our out of space. And I want some purple. I should pray. That's what I should have did before I went live. I should pray, because I'm telling you, today was just one of those days. And I got so exhausted, like calling and talking to the same people, trying to get things done. And they're like, are you sure? And we're back and forth. And I had a host of things to get done. I had some days where I'm doing this. Okay, so I had some days where things were fine. And so I thought today could be like that. But today just got weird and awkward. So why I put the purple here and here is so that when I paint, it'll look like a nebula around the planet. So, and I feel like I should put another color, but I don't want them to blend, start mixing and making mud, although usually it wouldn't do that. But I don't know. I want to take a chance with something like that today. So, maybe not. I'm going to get my other two brushes here. So these are the brushes I'll be using. And then this is how I make my stars. Some people will take another brush and dip it in paint and then kind of like hit it so that it could jump off. But I don't like how it looks. But what I don't like about the toothbrush is that the stars come up really beady and tiny. So I hate that part. But I hate sometimes a big glop will drop and they'll just leave it because your imagination is supposed to imagine that it's this, cute star, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna stand up. Probably put a little too much purple, but you can always go over it with black. This is what I meant. I didn't want it to become mud. But that's okay. It's purple and black, and they usually go well together, especially when making an outer space painting. So if you were here when I did this last week and it didn't turn out, you see the difference in painting it versus doing the fluid art paint pour. I'm going to put something on here, something heavy, but it can't be too heavy. But it needs to be, I just need something on it so it doesn't move. I may end up having to use my hand. Okay, I know what I can do. This very expensive metallic paint, $15. Sometimes you can catch it a little cheaper. But isn't that some craziness? So that's, now you see I'm getting close, and that's the reason why I needed that to sit on top of that, because if not, especially my big heavy hands, I'll move that thing. So again, I'm making outer space with a little bit of a nebula. Not even a real nebula, just making it look like there's some purple something going on or happening. I'm gonna get my iPad out so I can look and see if you guys are typing, because I can't see on my phone. I really wish I would have done it the other way. I think when I finish this, if I decide to do the fluid art pour, I'm going to leave out and come back in so I can turn my phone horizontally, because it's not letting me now. Why is it that I use so much paint? My God, talk about heavy-handed. Way too much paint. That's why I didn't want to blow it out again. I said until I get on a smaller canvas where I can try to figure out how much I actually need. I do everything big. You should see me eat fries. It will make you roll your eyes. I put so much ketchup, the fries are drowning in the ketchup. Like, I just do everything extra. All my friends, every guy I ever dated, they always said, like, oh my God, why are you so extra? All right, so now I'm gonna paint it out this way to like kind of feather it, because if I try to go that way, you know, it's just easier this way. I'm glad I put something on top, because just now the way I bumped that, I would have moved that bowl. One day when I first started, when I first came back to painting, because I used to paint years ago off and on, but when I came back to painting, I was just so, not even impatient, I just wanted to see some success in what I was doing. And so I moved the bowl before it was time, and then when I went to put it back on, I didn't put it in the right spot. Need I finish that story? So I'm doing this, but I'm gonna have to come behind it with another brush because I have way too much paint on here. I need to get another canvas and put some of this paint on the other canvas. Oh my God, it's a lot of paint. All right, I'm gonna take a look at the iPad and see if you guys are typing any kind of message. And I just figured out how to get on the other iPad and watch. All right, like I said, I have a lot of paint, so. And I'll use this brush to get off the excess paint. What I may do is take that purple. Maybe that's what I should do. Let me try something. Tiny. tiny little bit there. Look, blend. But that's okay. And then I put a little here. Look, so much pain. I always overdo it. But I could use some of that purple. All right, it's time to do the stars. A lot of paint. Too bad. Well, I guess I can come back after when it dries and get some, like maybe some white or yellow and kind of make it look like, or gold, and make it look like some kind of shooting something or another. I'm just trying to feather this out. Alright, here's my white. Looks like I don't have any of the thicker white, so I'm gonna have to make some. So this is my Artist Loft white. I know I have one. I'm probably looking right at it. And I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna do a fluid art pour. So this is rather thick right here. Let's see. So I'm gonna see how it flickers on the side. Okay. I didn't want to assume and then end up crying the blues or have to do it over again. I probably should stop, but I want some more stars. All right, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna quit. I say it, but then I gotta do one more. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to talk myself into stopping, y'all. I've seen some where they just may flicker it once or twice and they're good. Me, again, I'm the person who puts extra ketchup on her fries. Like I literally drown them. So I hope this looks good. Because I only want one planet on here. Anything else I do will be after it dries, and it'll be spray paint. Alright guys, y'all ready? You ready for the reveal? Oh God, it's sticking. Don't give it, come on now, work with me. What do you think? I gotta get some of that off. I'll probably tease it later with gold. Let me see. Yeah, I'll have to hit it later with some gold or white. Not bad though. What do you guys think? Should I make a moon here? Maybe like this. I just wanted to do one planet in case somebody just wants one. Because I have some where I have multiple planets. And I always wonder, what if somebody just wants one planet? What I like about this is when it dries, it's going to have those streaks. Once I saw the streaks, I was like, let it rip, let it go. So now I'm just wiping off the edge so that when I go to use it again, it doesn't have dried paint. I'm using 2 different cloths just to make sure. All right, I'm gonna look in the comments. Hey AJ, thanks for stopping in. Let me know what you think. I see that there's a glare with the light, so I'm gonna try to move it up so that maybe you guys can see it without a glare. Oh, that looks like it's more glare. Yeah. Let me see if I can. No, doesn't look like anything I can do. Maybe if I turn it a little bit or something. No. I'll try to turn off a light. See if that works. Nope, it's not that one, it's the other one. Okay, what do you guys think? And I'll turn it back this way. I was checking to see if you guys left a message. Alright, so that's it. That's it. It's a wrap. I'm sorry, y'all. I wish I had my glasses on, but I gotta try to get that. It's gonna be a little worse. Oh, and I can't really see. Okay, got that. Okay, I gotta stop because I just nicked that paint. I'm saying it, but yeah, I'm looking at the next space. Stop, stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. I can always trace over it with some gold, make a design or something. All right, I'm done. That's my one little planet. If I feel like doing something else at this point, I don't know if you were here, but I'll likely do it with spray paint. Maybe I'll probably come over this and hit it with some more purple. But we'll see how it dries. Yeah, I probably should have put a little bit more on the sides, but I just wanted it to look like something was coming through. All right, that's it for this one. I'm undecided if I'm going to do another one, but I'm going to check my sides on this one. Because if my side, yeah, see, I got to do my sides. So I'm going to use the excess paint on the brush to do these sides, which I did go over them. If I know you saw me, but I must have missed one, because this side definitely needs some help. Just a few spots, so maybe I just didn't do a good job. Yeah, just a few spots. And I gotta be careful. One day, something happened and we all got off. And I said, okay, until they come back, I'm just gonna keep painting. And oh my goodness, thank goodness nobody was in here. The whole thing flickered out my hand and off on the table. And I was like, boy, oh boy, would I have been embarrassed. But I've seen some other artists have some crazy things happen. Maybe I only saw something maybe once or twice, but I've seen them often talk about, oh my goodness, because they pre-film it. They don't go live all the time. And they were like, you should have seen, and then they'll tell you about whatever happened. Okay, one more paint on there. So now I am just painting the sides. This is a smaller brush than the other one, so I can just kind of come here like this. And this is pretty good. Oh, I was hitting this tall bottle over there. Okay. This is the last side, if I know how to count right. I believe this is the fourth. And then I have another one. I'm going to do the same thing. Make a planet. That one probably will look a little more something because it has a lot of, it's gold, but it's in a really, I don't want to say paisley because it's really not paisley, but it's a different type of design. All right, I was hitting that bottle, so let me just make sure. Okay. So I'm going to put this to the side now and then get the next one. Now, I'm trying to decide if I want to make this one. I'm going to make it a planet, but I'm trying to decide if I want to do that now or if I want to do a fluid art painting. If I do a fluid art painting, I could be here anywhere from 20 minutes to like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Because once I get started, it becomes addictive, worse than crack. I can't leave until it is almost perfect, or at least I feel like it's perfect. So that's why I'm a little hesitant. But if I do this one, and I want to make it bigger, but I feel like it'll take up the whole thing. Although I don't mind that, but I just in my head I feel like someone to say I would have, but it's just, it was so big. And then maybe I put this one, because I'm trying to catch that. So maybe I put this one like that. Where's that white? That white is here. So maybe I put this one like that, and then maybe I make a moon here. What do you think? I should put my mask on and spray paint. If I put a moon there, then I have to highlight there. Y'all, I feel like spray painting. Okay, I'm gonna spray paint. Give me a second. I'm gonna go. Oof. I haven't spray painted in a while, but I'm gonna do it. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab my mask and my spray paint, and I'll be back. In the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back. I'm gonna move this paint because it looks like I'm not gonna be doing any pouring today. Ah, there's that bay again, coming back to haunt me. Okay, so I brought out all the friends. Let me introduce you. And I'm still gonna leave this in case, you know, to put that on there. So, this is my mask. Oh my God, I feel like I need to get the other one. But this is my mask. So I can have ventilation. I don't pass out and die, and y'all don't know where to tell. Send the ambulance to come and get me. Let me put this back on. Okay. And these are what I use to make my planets. See? So if I'm gonna make the moon, I'm gonna probably I'm gonna put the whole thing there, or I'll come off a little bit. I usually like to come off, but then I have to figure out something. So maybe I'll do something like this. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But so I have more colors, but I just threw a bunch in the box. This is my white. Now this cheap brand makes the best. What's the word I'm trying to find? When I'm trying to highlight, this makes the best because it's cheap and it doesn't really spray as hard as these other colors. These spray. These are my babies. I hate to even use them. So this is a navy blue. It doesn't look like it, but it's a navy blue. As you see, I ended up getting some black on it by mistake. And this is the orange. This is the purple. This is the black. And all of these, this company, Rust-Oleum, is really good. So when I gotta be careful, and that's why I probably won't even use too many of them, because you mess up with them, you gotta start all over again. Now here are my new babies, and this is copper, gold. I had this for a little bit, but I haven't really used it, and silver. And I can't wait to use this because look at that freaking shine. I wear gold, and I wear gold on one hand, like this is a tri-bracelet, and then on my left hand I wear all silver, sterling silver, 1960s hippie style bracelets. Not the little cheap ones. I'm talking about the spoons that they have melted down and bent back, and the forks and the dragons and all kind of other. I love silver, so I can't wait. I cannot wait. But when you spray paint, you can't do it and stop because you'll forget and then you'll be there all night. And I've done it, getting dizzy off fumes because I'm like, I'm not going to stop until I get it. So, but I bought these because any type of way I get inspired, I want to use these metallic. So we were talking about a moon here, and maybe I'll do white and then use some plastic to pump a little. I feel like I should use navy. I don't have a gray, and I don't want to use black, so we'll see. But I do need black for all of that. And guess what, when you're spray painting, if you ever decide to do it, the cheap one in black is not only good for like highlighting and shadows and all of that, but I like that better for the outer space than this, because sometimes these drip and all, you know, they're so expensive and they're so, you know, good high quality that they sometimes drip or they go spritzing everywhere. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I shook you up. Well, what's going on? Speaking of shaking up, let me get started. So I need an assistant, y'all. Yeah, so I'm gonna let's put this back unless I decide to whip it out and do something with it. But because I may, maybe I'll do like a little nebula on the sides. We'll see. And then if I do, what color? Because that's going to be black, so that won't matter. This will be white. Alright, we'll think about it. A nebula with purple, well, the moon would be gold with purple and whatever. So, well, I don't want to use purple if I'm going to do that. So then maybe I'll do like a orange. I use orange so much that if you knew, you would say, alright, give the orange a break. In my earlier paintings, I'd use a lot of orange. So maybe we'll do, I don't know, can you see them? Maybe we'll do the orange, green, orange, those three. It's not supposed to match or anything because it's out of space and the planet is supposed to be unique because it's its own thing. So, I don't know. But let me, that's how long it's been since I used this. And you know my new mask, I put that sucker on and I was like, alright, good, I got filters, I'm good. And it didn't have a filter. It was another part that I needed. And I kept wondering, like, if I'm wearing my mask, why in the world am I getting high? Why do I feel like? But it was like, it didn't have the filter and I didn't know it. So now I'm looking at it because it's been a while. I'm like, wait, which one? Is this the right one? Is it, you know, I mess around and y'all like, okay, where do we send 911? All right. So I feel like I'm missing something. The mask, the paint. I'm gonna go get another black because I know I need it. It's a nice amount in there, and it's a small canvas, but do I don't know. And I feel like I don't want the moon to be that big. Maybe the moon can be like this. Right? Let me know what you think in the comments. So yeah, see, I was about to do it again. The wrong mask. This is the new one with the filters. This is the filter. And I was about to do it again. Now the other one is a filter too, but you have to have another one on the other side. Some crap like that. I can't even remember. But just in case, I put it on the side. And then I have this one that I'm gonna put on now. And I'll just lift it when I need to talk. Okay, can you hear me? Do I sound like Darth Vader? Do I sound like Darth Vader? This is too funny. Let me let you up some. Okay. Okay. This is how I design the planets with the color. Okay. So I was just looking around it just to make sure I hit all the crevices. I'm gonna go get something for that to make it dry faster. I'm gonna use these two. Oh. So what you think? Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn off the other light so you can see without the glare. All right, y'all. I gotta get up out this room with this mask on. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. That is it for tonight. Thank you for staying with me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Thank you for, just helping me to get monetized. Good night.